Hi, fifth grade. Today's math lesson is lesson 5.4, and today we are looking at remainders. So all of these today are going to be word problems. We're going to first need to do our long division, just like we've been doing for the last couple of lessons, and then we have to be really careful when we read the question, what it's really asking of us. So we're gonna look at 4 different types of problems in our notes today, and then on your assignment, you're gonna be doing very much the same thing. And you only have 4 problems on the homework side of your assignment as well. So hopefully that won't be too much. I think that's a really good amount, but we have to be really careful when we're reading the questions to make sure that we're actually answering what they ask us after we have solved. So let's look at number 1. It says, a roll of ribbon is 1,780 inches long. It takes 1 yard of ribbon, which is 36 inches, to wrap a gift. How many gifts can be wrapped? Well, I know that we're doing long division, and I'm gonna need some space to work. So I went ahead and copied number 1's problem over here on my notebook paper, 1,780 divided by 36. And first we need to solve that. So I'm gonna round 36, it's close to 40. Remember, that's going to help me as I decide how many times it will fit in there. And then I'm going to need to start with 178 here. Remember, cover up your back numbers. About how many 4s will go into 17? I think that would be a 4. So I'm going to put a 4 up there. Then I'm going to multiply. Remember, my number is really 36. So 36 times 4. I'm going to go through this part pretty quickly. Remember, you can pause the video if you need to, but we should be pretty good at that. So 144, I'm ready to subtract that. Being careful with my subtraction, I should get 34. Then I'm going to double check. Is this smaller than this? Yes, it is, so I know 4 was the right number. I'm gonna bring down my 0, and I have to go again. So cover up my back numbers. 4 into 34, that would be 8 times. 36 times 8 is what I need to be doing. Remember, I'm gonna go through multiplication pretty quickly. 288. All right, subtract 288, being careful here with my subtraction. Take one, give one when I need to, or borrow. 52. Ooh, I'm doing my check. Is this smaller than this? No, so that means it could actually go in there more times. So my 8 is too small. So instead, I need to try a 9. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase down here where I just subtracted because I'm gonna have to re-multiply to see what 9 times 36 is. So 36 times 9 is what I need to try. $324. That looks better. I'm going to go ahead and subtract that now. So take one, give one. That would be a 6. That would be a 1. So I got 16. I'm going to check that is smaller than that. I have nothing to bring down. So 49 remainder 16 is going to be my answer. Now, as I look back at my problem, I have to be really careful to see what the question is asking me. It says, how many gifts can be wrapped? Well, I can't say, ooh, I can wrap 49 remainder 16 gifts. That doesn't make sense. How many gifts can I wrap using that ribbon? I can wrap 49. I'm gonna have some ribbon left over, that's the remainder, but I can only actually wrap 49 gifts because that's how many times it would fit in there. Right? So sometimes we would need to ignore the remainder and just use the whole number that goes in there, which was 49. That's what we needed to do this time. Okay, so on your homework, you would do the same thing. You would show all of your work, and then you have to be really careful when you're answering the question that you answer it with the correct numbers. All right, let's look at number 2. A bagel shop has 138 bagels to be packed into boxes of 12 to be sold. The extra bagels are for the workers. How many bagels will the workers get? Again, I went ahead and copied that over here. 138 divided by 12. Now, 12s is a 2-digit number, but your multiplication chart goes up to 12. So I don't need to do rounding and all of that like we do with these bigger numbers. We can just look at our multiplication chart. So I'm going to be looking at the back wall while I do this with you. How many 12s will go into 13? Well, that would be 1. 12 times 1 is 12. So subtract that, I get a 1. Bring down the 8. How many 12s will go into 18? Well, that would also just be a 1. 12 times 1 again is 12. Subtract, I get a 6. Nothing to bring down, so remainder 6. That was a quick one because our 12s are on our chart, which makes it super nice. So we got 11 remainder 6, but we have to be careful that we are answering the questions that they're asking correctly. So let's see what they're asking. A bagel shop has 138 bagels to be packed into boxes of 12 to be sold. The extra bagels are for the workers. How many bagels will the workers get? So the workers get to keep any extra bagels. How many bagels will the workers get? Well, remember, the extras are the leftovers, and we had a remainder of 6, so those workers are going to get those 6 extra bagels. So sometimes after we divide, when we answer our question, we need to use the remainder in order to answer. So this time we had to use the remainder. Last time we just had to use the regular number. It just depends on what the question is really asking you to do. All right, I'm going to scooch down a little bit more to number 3. It says there are 247 people traveling to the basketball tournament by bus. Each bus holds 52 people. How many buses will be needed? All right, I went ahead and copied down number 3 over here. First, I need to round 52. That's going to be close to 50. And we have to look at the 247. Oh, we're looking at the whole thing. This should go pretty quick. And it's by 50s. I love when we do 50s. So counting up by 50s or covering up those back numbers, about how many 50s will fit into 247? About 4. Then I'm going to multiply 52 times 4. I'm having some pencil issues. Hang on just a second. Let me get a different one. 52 times 4. Remember, our multiplication should go pretty quick. All right, that's 208. Let's subtract and see if that works. Take 1, give 1. That's a 9. And that's a 3. So 39, that is smaller than that. So 4 was the correct number. I don't have anything to bring down, so I actually have a remainder of 39 this time. So 4 remainder 39. Now we have to look back and make sure that we answer this correctly. There are 247 people traveling to the basketball tournament by bus. Each bus holds 52 people. How many buses will be needed? Well, we said we need 4 buses, remainder 39. Can I call the bus barn and say I need 4 buses, remainder 39? No. I need 4 buses, but then there will be 39 more people who didn't fit on those 4 buses. So in order to make sure that everybody gets to go to the basketball game, how many buses do I really need to order? 5. I need to order another bus to fit everybody. Now, that 5th bus will have some extra open seats on there, but that's okay. I need to order 5 so that everybody can fit. So on that one, I had to use my answer, and then I had to round it up to the next number to make sure that everyone fit on there. All right, let's do one more here. Number 4, the 28 students in Miss Colby's class will share 98 slices of pizza equally. How many slices will each student get? All right, so I copied it over here. I have 98 slices, and there are 28 students. 28 will round to 30, and then we're going to need to look at the whole 98. So this one should go pretty quick again. Cover up those back numbers. How many 3s will fit into 9? Well, that would be a 3. Then I need to multiply 28 times 3. That's an 84. So we're going to subtract 84, which should give me a 14. I have nothing to bring down, so 3 remainder 14. That one was pretty quick again. Now remember, I have to read the question carefully to see how I really need to answer. The 28 students in Miss Colby's class will share 98 slices of pizza equally. How many slices will each student get? Well, each student's going to get 3 slices, but then there's still some extra. So we could divide that extra between those students too. This one's kind of tricky. When there's a little bit extra and we're talking about a food that's going to be shared, we need to make this remainder into a fraction. So everyone's going to get 3 slices, and then they're all going to get 14. Remember, that becomes my top number out of, and this outside number becomes my bottom number. So everybody's going to get 3 and 14/28 slices of pizza. Now, 14/28 looks a little bit weird. If we simplify, we can get those numbers to be a little bit smaller and it will make more sense. 14 will fit into both of those. So how many 14s will fit in 14? 1. How many 14s will fit in 28? 2. That makes more sense. Each student is going to get 3.5 pieces of pizza. Now, if we left it as 3 and 14/28 pieces of pizza, that's exactly the same. It just seems to make more sense when we put it as 1/2. So this time we had to use that fraction and we had to make it into, or we had to use our answer, with our remainder, and we had to make it into a fraction. That happens a lot whenever we're talking about how much food each person's going to get, because we want to use all the food. So they're going to get 3.5 slices each. On your assignment, it's going to look very similar. Make sure you do your division first, show all of your work, and then read those questions really carefully so that we're answering them like they need to be. Do your best. Bye.